Good morning, sunshine, and welcome back to another episode of Shine Buzz Daily. During a recent live stream, I taught you a little bit about polyvagal theory, and you asked me at that time to teach you just a little bit more. So I'm going to share with you today a brief overview of polyvagal theory and why it works. And I'm going to share with you several exercises that will help you work through and release the trauma of a toxic relationship. These are self-help exercises. You can do them from the comfort of your home. But as always, check with your doctor before you try anything you learn on the internet. Are you ready? All right, let's catch a shine buzz. All right, so let's just jump right in. First, this is what I'm talking about when I say polyvagal theory. Take a look. A theory that was developed by a Dr. Stephen Porges. The theory could change the way that we heal trauma in general, and this can work for any one of us who has been in this type of situation. We all know that going through a toxic relationship leaves us feeling fearful, leaves us frozen, sometimes to a debilitating level, right? Well, for most of us, it's because it affects our nervous system in pretty profound ways, according to various researchers and doctors and everybody else. Now, in some cases, we find that survivors find themselves living like in a constant state of stress, a constant state of anxiety based on this like underlying feeling that for so long we always needed to be aware that what was coming next. And so we live in this hyper-vigilant state. And the thing is, that's really, really bad on our bodies and our brains and our nervous systems. It makes it almost impossible for us to relax, or for many of us to even feel safe or normal. We feel frozen or stuck. Now, I've had a few different clients who found themselves in this state of being frozen. There was very little that we could do to kind of help them get unfearful, to feel safe enough to heal. They had tried everything. They had gone to therapists, they had gone to doctors, they had tried medicine, they tried everything, and they were like at the end of their rope. We used some of these exercises with them with significant success. After I discovered what I'm going to show you today, I found that many of the clients could do the simple at-home things and could make significant difference in their ability to feel safe, and that would allow them to recover from the trauma they experienced in the relationship. Dr. Stephen Porges proposes in this theory, it's called the polyvagal theory, that the vagus nerve has more function than we previously thought. This means that the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems are only just a little bit of the equation in how we react to our environment and to trauma. The polyvagal theory says that the parasympathetic nervous system is not only associated with relaxation, but also symptoms of PTSD. Porges developed this theory because he wanted us to understand that this dual function of the parasympathetic nervous system could change everything when it comes to healing from trauma. It points to a human survival mechanism, something like ancient DNA type stuff, in which our parasympathetic nervous system leads us to freeze or faint, in some cases, in the face of a life-threatening event. That's kind of a way that we would protect ourselves, because then the ancient human would appear to have been no longer a threat to whatever it was that was coming after it. And so maybe it would leave it alone, I think. But most importantly for us, the polyvagal system teaches us to engage our social nervous system to consciously inhibit that defensive system, right? So it allows us to find freedom from these trauma symptoms that are keeping us from feeling safe, and so that we can feel safe and we can begin to heal. So in other words, it makes us look beyond the effects of the fight or flight or the freeze reaction and put our social relationships in front of that so that we can heal from the trauma. And we're going to get to that, but part of what we're doing right here actually kind of works in that way for us. The theory has been used to help a bunch of different conditions, including epilepsy. But then back in 2005, the FDA approved the use of vagus nerve stimulation to treat depression, which I thought was pretty cool. But it has also been found to help with rapid cycling bipolar disorder, anxiety disorders, Alzheimer's disease, and researchers think that it can also be used to help with heart failure, with inflammation from various things like diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and Crohn's disease, as well as intractable hiccup. Here's the thing. So the vagus nerve is the 10th cranial nerve, which they also call the cranial nerve X. It is the longest nerve in our autonomic nervous system, and it interfaces with the parasympathetic control of the heart, lungs, digestive tract, all of that. And the name vagus comes from the Latin word for wandering, right? And that's because it wanders from the brain into the organs and chest, neck, abdomen, so on and so forth. In other words, it's part of a circuit that sort of connects your neck, your heart, your lungs, and abdomen to the brain. Interesting, right? But the 4 key functions then include the sensory function of the throat, heart, lungs, and abdomen, then a special sensory function, which is the taste sensation behind your tongue, the motor function, which is movement functions for your neck and also responsible for swallowing and speech, as well as the parasympathetic function, which is digestive tract, breathing, and heart rate functioning. Then it balances the nervous system, or it can also unbalance the nervous system. When you do stimulate the vagus nerve, it can help with communication between the brain and the gut, can help with relaxation and deep breathing, can help with decreasing inflammation, like I said, and then lowering the heart rate and blood pressure, which helps you feel safer. And so for us, again, it helps, and I think this is probably the most important part for us as survivors, it helps us with fear management on that very visceral level. So the vagus nerve sends information from the gut to the brain, which is linked to dealing with stress, anxiety, and fear, which is why we say gut feeling, right? All that. So these signals help a person to recover from a really stressful or scary situation when the vagal nerve is healthy, the vagal tone is healthy. So while there are several different medical and massage therapy type interventions, so different techniques that can be used by doctors and registered massage therapists, licensed massage therapists, that do stimulate the vagus nerve and should be used in extreme cases. So I'm just going to put a little disclaimer here. Check with your doctor always before you do anything. But there are some exercises that you can do at home which can stimulate the vagus nerve and potentially help to relieve the symptoms that you have of CPTSD, the constant feeling of being frozen, feeling like you're in fight or flight mode or freeze mode. Honestly, from the research I've done, this can help with a lot of things, not just this. It can help with your weight issues and everything else. Okay, so now that you understand a little bit about polyvagal theory and the vagus nerve, what we know is this. The vagus nerve has the ability to make you feel trapped, to make you feel stuck, to make you feel frozen. However, when you work with it instead of against it, it can actually make your life a lot better. Back in 2010, researchers realized that there was a positive loop between positive emotions, high vagal tone, and good physical health. So in other words, the more you increase your vagal tone, the better you're going to feel physically and mentally. Side note, there is some evidence that mothers pass vagal tone along to children. So if a mother is highly stressed out and stressed during pregnancy and afterward, children often kind of pick that up. So if you are a parent, it would benefit your child if you slow down and work through your stress rather than holding on to it and just dealing with it. In fact, during pregnancy, the study found that if the mother is highly stressed out and constantly dealing with drama and BS during the pregnancy, the child would be born with lower levels of dopamine and serotonin, meaning they would be less resistant to stress and more likely to be stressed. The FDA even approved a surgically implanted device for certain types of resistant depression. On the plus side, if your vagal tone is low, as in you're constantly stressed out and feeling stuck and like you can't get anything done, or you're overwhelmed, or you're frozen in fear, or you're living in fight or flight mode, there's hope. You can fix this. Now I'm going to share with you some helpful exercises that you can do right in the comfort of your home that will help to increase your vagus nerve tone, vagal tone. So you can get the benefits of vagal nerve stimulation by trying one of these exercises. Number 1, cold exposure, exposing yourself to the cold. So when you take a cold shower, or have you ever seen those people, they put ice cubes and water in a bowl and they put their face in the bowl? That works. Or even just splashing your face with cold water at first. Going outside in the freezing cold weather. You know those people that do the polar bear challenge where they jump in the water and it's freezing cold outside? That kind of stuff, all of that will stimulate the vagus nerve. And that's because while your body adjusts to the cold, your sympathetic activity declines. And what happens then is that your parasympathetic activity increases, and that affects the vagal nerve. Number 2, deep, slow breathing. And that is taking deep, deliberate breaths from your belly, and that's it. Deep, deliberate breaths. So you can count them. I think counting will also help with the relaxation factor. I would breathe in, in and out 4, 6 counts, whatever you can do. The reason this works is because the deep breathing activates specific neurons that detect blood pressure. And these neurons signal to the vagus nerve that blood pressure is becoming too high. And so the vagus nerve in turn responds by lowering your heart rate. So you calm down. Pretty cool, right? Deep, slow breathing has been shown to reduce anxiety and slow down your heart rate. Deep, slow breathing will help you to increase the parasympathetic nervous system by activating the vagus nerve. Most of us take 10 to 14 breaths a minute. To do this exercise, just take about 6 breaths per minute. Slow, deep breaths. Make sure that you breathe in deeply from your diaphragm to where your stomach expands outward. Exhale long and slow. The slow breathing and the slow exhalation. The exhalation part is where you're actually stimulating that nerve so that you can reach that state of relaxation that you want to reach. Number 3, sing, hum, chant, gargle. These things will increase heart rate variability and increase vagal tone. You can gargle water before you drink it. You can gargle mouthwash, whatever. Sing, hum, chant, anything that works for you. Just get those muscles going. Number 4 is probiotics, and this is one that I want to caution you, talk to your doctor before you put anything in your body. But researchers have said that gut bacteria improves vagal tone. Number 5, meditation. Meditation will help to increase vagal tone by relaxing the body and lowering the heart rate. Meditation brings your body into a state of calm, and it tells your vagus nerve that there's no need for a fight or flight response. That increases vagal tone, which makes you feel better. Number 6, omega-3 fatty acids. These are essential fats that your body is unable to produce by itself. They're found in fish and a few other things, and they're essential for your brain and your nervous system to function correctly. Now you can get supplements, or you can just eat a little healthier. Side note, these types of fats have also been shown to help people overcome addiction and even reverse cognitive decline in people who have found themselves struggling in that way. Number 7, exercise, move your body. It's pretty simple. It's been proven to increase your vagal tone. It doesn't have to be a whole workout. You don't have to go crazy with it, but experts say things like walking or lifting weights and even sprint running can help you increase vagal tone. So I say start walking. Maybe dance around the house a little bit, whatever works for you. Number 8 is massage, and this is not something you can do for yourself, but it is something that you can get done relatively inexpensively, or if you're lucky, maybe for free. There are several different types of massage that you can have done. I would recommend again that you always speak to your doctor before you jump into something like this, and that you make sure that your massage therapist is qualified. Number 9, be happy, socialize, and laugh a lot. Research says that getting out there and socializing with people and having positive social connections will really help to increase vagal tone. And laughter has been shown to increase heart rate variability as well as to increase vagal tone. And that kind of makes sense if you think about the humming and the singing with the muscles and the throat part, right? So watching something hilarious that makes you laugh, or going out with your friends, those are 2 more ways that you can increase your vagal tone and have a good time. It works really well together. Bottom line, you're the one in charge here, and it turns out you have more power than you think when it comes to your body and your mind. Working on your vagal tone can help you to increase your happiness, your peace, your calm. In some cases, it can help you to overcome anxiety and depression, or to get a better handle on them when they do come up. What do you think? You know what I think? Come here, let me see. Yep. I think you need some homework. So, you know what that means, right? Grab your pen, grab your paper, because it's time to read the cards.
As usual, our first card comes from our Dialectical Behavior Therapy deck, which is linked in the description below if you'd like to see it. And it reads, make mindful statements. Be mindful when speaking. Avoid judging and blaming people. Also, avoid making you statements, which make others feel defensive and emotionally closed off. Instead, use I statements. For example, rather than saying you make me mad, say I feel mad. Communicating this way increases your chances of being heard and understood. Our daily affirmation for today comes from the Gabrielle Bernstein Super Attractor deck, which is also linked in the description below. And it reads, I heal the habit of fear, and I embrace the habit of love. This is perfect for today. I heal the habit of fear, and I embrace the habit of love.
Now this brings me to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, what do you think about all this? Have you tried any of these self-help exercises before? Will you try them now? Share your thoughts, share your ideas, share your experiences in the comment section below, and let's talk about it. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notifications to be notified of new videos as I post them, or you can send a text that says notify me to 33222, all one word, notify me to 33222 if you would like to have me text you each time I post a new video. And if you want to know when I'm going live each time, you can text Angie Live, all one word, to the same number, 33222. Thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life, and hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you soon.